Hello world, it's Kurtis Potter with Boundless Inspiration. So I'm doing this series on the underdog, and what got me started was just watching the football games this weekend. 3 out of 4 teams were the underdogs and won. Kansas City Chiefs pulled it out as the favorite. But that game was literally dictated by 15 seconds. Patrick Mahomes came back at the end of the game with 15 seconds and set it up to take it into overtime. And as I'm sitting here, I'm sitting in this Porsche SUV. You know, my mind just really, it's always going. And, for me, this series is huge in my heart because at times I felt like the underdog. I messed up in life plenty of times. I made mistakes, failures. I had made good money and lost it. I had made some decisions that I say benefited because, there were lessons. But ultimately, I had made some decisions that affected me in huge ways. I've had a business that I started and it failed. A marriage that failed, relationships that failed. But like looking at the glass half full as the underdog, it's like it gives me hope and continues to push me forward knowing that I can achieve my dreams and goals. And so can you. Like, no matter how many mistakes you've made, no matter how many failures you've had, I don't care if you've been through 5 marriages and you're on you're thinking about going into your 6th or 10th. I don't know. Or, last year you had lost tons of jobs and you've filed a bankruptcy, you have nothing to your name. I go back to my buddy who was homeless, drug addict, living on the streets, didn't know whether he was going to spend his next dollar that he begged for on a meal or a fix. He admitted to me at one time that he chose the fix plenty of times versus even eating. He was depriving his body of food for that drug that he was chasing, he was addicted to. And now, he's living in the most expensive area in Indiana. Hamilton County, most expensive county to live in. Let's just say he's doing well. I'm not going to say his financial statement, but he's a business owner. He has tons of employees who are helping, he's helping them support their families. He's giving them jobs. So he went from jobless, begging, stealing, addict, homeless to, that's like almost the ultimate underdog to a very financially well position in his life. So I just sit here to tell you, I'm sitting in this vehicle and I'm just looking at, the different things that the Porsche has to offer. I'm looking down at these floors and it's just crazy because I think about the person, this is a used vehicle. It's not brand new. And I just think about the person that owned it previously and even where they came from. You could say they were trust fund babies and this was handed to them. I don't know. But me to really, looking at my life, I would like to say that the person that owned this Porsche before I test drove it today came from nothing. Had struggles, failures, mistakes. I would like to say the person that owned this Porsche before went bankrupt at one time. Had a business they started and failed. Went through college in a field that they didn't even end up doing. Maybe they went into sales, has a degree that they could have made 6 figures, and they went into sales, and then they made $250,000 this year instead. The great thing about looking at that glass half full is if you start to do that in your life, no matter where you're at, even if you're the underdog, you realize that you can always pour more into the cup. being grateful, it will just bring abundance in your life, and things will just start to attract to you, and your life will continue moving forward. Yeah, there's going to be some speed bumps, some hard times, trials, tribulations, failures, mistakes, guilt, shame, anxiety, fear. There's all of that goes into it. And I'm sure even Patrick Mahomes had a little bit of that. He's like, man, I've got 15 seconds left of this game. And if I don't do something in this 15 seconds, we're going home and watching the Super Bowl on the TV. That should be me. I'm going to be in there. And you know what? I've got 15 seconds. Let's see what I can do with it. So today, I just invite you, go after it. Push through it. Overlook those obstacles, those struggles, the past. Look at the future. This is the best time in our lives where if you're not making six figures, you don't want to. There's so many opportunities to make six figures or more today, and you don't even have to have a degree. A buddy of mine has a sales job. He actually made $250,000 last year in his sales job. And he didn't even have his driver's license for the last 10 years. We were talking today. And he liked to ride some motorcycles, habitual in the traffic courts. Never did anything crazy other than just drove fast. Like Ricky Bobby, I want to go fast. And he got his license taken away for 10 years. He's like, man, it just feels weird having my license and not driving dirty. Because, he had to drive places anyways. But, there was a point in his life where he thought about committing suicide. Literally was in his garage, had his windows down, vehicle started, garage door shut, and something popped in his head, and he's like, dude, what are you doing? Turned off his car, opened the garage door, went inside and said, I'm changing my life. Made $250,000 last year just with his sales job, not including his real estate that he's doing. And we were just talking about all the moves we're making this year, and I couldn't be happier to say this. One of my best friends that I'm walking beside. So even as you are the underdog, a big impact is who you have and who you allow in your life. Are you allowing someone, even it may be your partner, and if it's not set in stone, it's not your husband, your wife, your baby mama or daddy, are you running with an open parachute to where they're holding you back? Or do you have friends and spouse and people that's in your life, like my friend, who we're just pushing each other dude, how great can we make this 2022? And it's not even just on a financial level. We're holding each other accountable on all aspects, like how we are as parents, spouses, leaders, givers, volunteers, on every level of our life, our health. I'm pushing him to go to the gym. He had that dad bod and he was bragging about it. But you know what? Finally, he's taking his health serious and getting healthy. And it's not all about he's trying to get a six-pack like I currently got. Maybe he is. I don't know. Maybe he's just not saying it out loud because he's got a little bit of a journey. But you know what? Bro, I love you and I just want you here in my life for as long as possible because I value you. And the gym and exercise, it isn't all about your figure, but your body and sustaining it and being able to have a joyful, happy life to where even if you are the underdog, you could push through because you're taking care of your body, your mind, your soul, your spirit, your emotions, your health. So today, again, in this series of being the underdog, screw whatever's happened in your past. Go test, go test drive a Porsche. Go test drive a Lambo. Go test drive your dream vehicle and record it. So you can have that in your memory and just to remind you of your why. If that vehicle is one of your whys, you know what? I know somebody that would go and at least once a month, him and his spouse would go and look at their dream homes because it kept it fresh in their mind. And every time you're struggling as the underdog, pull up that video of you test driving that Porsche SUV. Not if, but when I get in this vehicle, the first trip we're taking is to Disney World to take the kids. This would be so comfortable to take the kids. They got heated seats in the back too. And once we get past Tennessee, where it's the temperature is gonna start rising, they got cooled seats as well. So I don't even have to worry about them struggle busting in the back. This is so comfortable. We're all gonna ride comfortable. And that's what happens when you push through. the underdog. I hope this helped you. Please like, share, comment, tag. You know the drill, because every single day we're just getting a step closer to being boundless, baby. I love you and have an amazing day.